Hello everyone and welcome to lindasueplantsforyou. I'm going to bring you a short video of some updates. Some are from cuttings and some are from repotting. But I told you that I would let you know how things went, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with my Black Knight. If you remember, this plant was all the way down to the floor, and I cut it back. I made a lot of cuttings from it. This is the original mother plant. It already has grown a lot since I did that, and as you can see, I have a lot of leaves around the edging, and some of those are starting to, they're all getting roots, because when I tug on them, they give me some resistance. So I wanted to show you that, and then at the end I'm going to show you something that's related to that, but right now I just want to concentrate on what's in the area that I'm in. The other thing I wanted to show you is my philodendron Brazil. This started out, and it does need some tender loving care, as you can see, but I didn't want to wait till I was able to do that to show you this. She's really taken off like crazy. I got a ton of new growth on her. I do see some telltale signs of thrips on her as well, and I am going to have to address that. But sorry for the blurriness, but you can see there. I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I'm not going to be able to treat these the way I would like to, which is treating all of my plants at one time every 7 to 10 days until they're gone, which is really what it calls for to do. But I can't. I physically can't. So I'm just going to keep treating them as I see signs and hope that that does it eventually. If I haven't gotten rid of those thrips by spring, I think I'm going to have my husband take all of my plants out of the house, put them on my front or back porch, and then start treating them one at a time as I bring them back in the house. Other than that, I really don't know what else to do. I'm kind of at my end of my rope with those. But they haven't completely devastated my collection, so I'm hanging in there. I just hope I can get a handle on this. But alright, enough about those darn things. The other thing I wanted to show you was my pearls and jade pothos, as you can see in the corner. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first put these in there wasn't much to them. There were just a handful of leaves, and you'll see that on one of my previous videos. And I'm sorry that I'm not as tech savvy as some people. I wish I was, and maybe someday I'll figure out how to do that, I hope. But I would like to, bring you the split screen like many of you do. I think that would be so helpful for you guys, but I just can't figure it out for right now. But look at how she's grown. And you remember when I put her in this pot, I was a little nervous about it because the pot was so big compared to the cuttings I put in there, but it didn't seem to bother her at all. She's growing like a weed. And my Marble Queen is also growing really well here. She's got a lot of growth on her too. Okay. Next to that, and the other thing I wanted to show you here was these cuttings that I took several weeks ago from my begonias. And hopefully you'll remember. This one is not doing well. The leaf is rotting. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with the thrips. I don't know. It could be that it was too cold in here. I don't think so. I mean, I'm keeping it around 68. But that one is not rooting the way I was hoping it would. Now these in this bag, see if I can, hold on. Get that it open. I should have opened it ahead of time. This one too, I can see two are rotting. And all I can say is it's got to be related to the thrip problem, because I have never ever had an issue propagating my begonia leaves. But I'm not, while I'm not seeing any roots, I'm also not seeing any, or I should say there are some that are still standing up, as you can see. And I haven't tugged on them just because of the condition these other ones are in. So I haven't really looked yet, but that's where they're at. And then of course I have these. And these look like they're going to be okay. They're all still in good shape and they're standing up, but again, I haven't tugged on them. So we'll give it a little more time before we do that, and then we'll come back and visit that later. Now, let me just pander over here. I wanted to show you my ponytail palm. Remember when we repotted her and I accidentally covered the bulb, and my friend Suzette texted me and said, "Hey, you didn't mean to do that, did you?" And I said, "No, I didn't." But they seem to be, I uncovered them right away, and they seem to be doing okay. But again, you know, it's winter, we're not getting a lot of sunshine, and so things are suffering. I'm going to get the light back on there. Okay. My string of pearls that's in my dining room. You can see some of them are not doing well, but some of them are doing great. And this is the plant that was in that white vase forever. And it was growing really good and very healthy. And then I transplanted it into here because they were getting too long for that vase. Well, they're still growing and they're doing okay. But they're just okay. But that could very well be the thrips problem as well. So I just don't know. My begonia that I put in water, let's see if I can, if you can see that. Got some good roots on her, so I'm going to be potting her up soon. My strawberry begonia that almost completely died is coming back. Now, mind you, I had 2 or 3 tiny little leaves left, and I put them in this little pot, and I kept an eye on them. I added a little moisture, a little water every now and then, not too much, and look at her grow. She's getting babies, and she's growing great. So she needs to be repotted, but we got to do that soon. And then my other Begonia Maculata Whittii, she's in the other one that was in the vase. I'm not going to reach over there, but I just want to let you know she is getting roots as well. And my cactus is blooming. She's got almost done, but she was blooming. And so is my lipstick plant. She's doing very well. She's very healthy. As is my black pagoda. She's doing very good too. She's got a lot of new growth on her. Okay. Now I promised you an update on these 2 plants. This is my kangaroo paw fern, and she is doing fantastic. Doesn't seem to be affected at all by the thrips. So far so good. And this is my rhombifolia, my sister's rhombifolia. Look at how beautiful she is and how full. This is the one that the first plant that my husband sprayed with the Raid Ant and Roach Killer. You remember that? And she's doing just fine. Taking off like crazy. Alright. And then these are some of the cuttings from the Black Knight that I forgot to give to my granddaughter when she came. Those are for her. Okay, and I've got a few more in the living room that I want to show you that I wanted to go over today. So I'm not going to carry you in there. I'm going to meet you in there. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, and here is the rest of my Black Knight. And as hopefully you can see, she's a little caught up on the sphagnum, but you can see the roots just by the, I'm pulling on this, you can see all, can you see that? Wow. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these. Whoops. I want to plant them all up, but I have to find containers and a place to put them. My biggest problem here is having a space for them once I get them planted. So I'm thinking about it, I'm working on it, but I wanted to bring you the update on that. So you see, it does work. Now, like, this could use a spraying, but you can see there's still moisture here on the cover. So it kind of is creating its own humidity chamber. But yeah, she's, almost everyone in here is sprouting a new plant. Very exciting. Okay. And what was the other thing I wanted to show you? Oh yeah, that was my lipstick plant. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try to get up in there. But there are flowers. There are some lipsticks. She is coming back. So yay. Exciting. Alright. I'm going to head over to my other table. Bear with me. Okay, remember her? My big beautiful Jade. When I was cutting her up, people were cringing. Remember I said I was trying to shape her in a certain shape? I'm finally starting to get that shape. And in the meantime, the cuttings are doing absolutely fabulous in spite of everything going on here. So I'm excited about that. They're all taking root. And those, I cut all of those off of that mother plant there. Just cut them off, stuck them in a little rooting powder, put them in soil, and away they went. So they are very easily propagated. And last but not least on my propagations is those Begonia maculata woodii. My husband knocked these leaves off of here one night when I had my begonias out here in the living room. And I saw them laying on the floor a couple days later. And I picked them up and put them in water. And once they got roots, I put them in soil. They're a little tattered looking, but they're fine. They'll be fine. The plant itself is, all the leaves took root and they're growing beautifully. So I'll get another plant out of that. Okay. And then I do have two other things that I wanted to show you here quickly. Updates on my Piggyback plant. Look at how she's grown. She really has taken off. And see how, do you see how the babies come out from the center of the leaves? That's how they grow. So she's really happy there, and a lot of growth down in there. New growth. And then this is my Skin Baptist Exotica cutting that I got from Suzette a long time ago. And I tried to root it for the longest time, and it just didn't want to do anything. So I finally started snipping just a tiny bit off the bottom of the stem and sticking it back in rooting powder and putting it back in the same vessel. And finally it started to get some roots. And I put it in soil. It's better than a month ago. It's probably before Christmas. And she's doing great. I'm getting new growth, and what I do have here is growing really good. And last but not least is the update on my plant from my father's wake. Those of you that have been following me will know that I nearly lost her. And these plants, for some reason, even though they're fairly hardy, they do not like to be repotted. And every time I had to repot her, she would act up. This last time, she didn't do that. I had a little bit of drooping for about a day, that's it. And look at her. Look at the flowers. She's got, I think, 4 flowers on her. And how healthy she is. She was not touched by the thrips either. Thank God. But so pretty, isn't she? You know, I know she's a common plant, and not a lot of people like her because of that, but I have always thought of this as a very, very beautiful specimen. I love the way the leaves kind of cascade down. She just looks so... Peacefully is a good name for her, because she looks so peaceful and gentle and gracious, and I just love that about her. But anyway, she did not act up when I repotted her. She's doing fantastic. So, overall, the plants are doing pretty good. I do have a lot of other updates I want to bring to you, but for right now, this is going to have to do. I have some more up here. Well, I'll just show you real quick while I'm here. My Hoya Crimson Princess is doing really well. Very long stems. I still have not gotten a flower from her. I thought I was getting a peduncle a while back, but nope, it was just a new shoot. But she's okay. And then my Adansonii, she's got a couple of spots that I think might be from the thrips. So I am getting ready to take her in the back and spray her down. But she's still growing pretty good. So, and then behind there, my granddaughter made that for me for Christmas. It says lindasueplantsforyou, and she framed it. Alright, my friends, that's going to do it for my update. I hope that that was of some interest to you, and I will be back. I will be bringing you more updates, and I've got a lot of repotting, and I want to do some more propagation, and so I'm doing that in between my thrips job here. But anyway, okay, I will see you all soon. Thank you so much again for coming, and I hope to see you again very soon, and I hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye now.